My name is Tim Downing. I'm from Dunning, Nebraska. We run a cow-calf operation. We did several jobs from railroad to feed stores to boys ranching on the side, and finally in 2008 we put our eggs all in one basket and bought a small ranch and got started. First time I heard about ranching for profit, I had a neighbor, which was Robert Roche's from Stapleton, Nebraska, and we traded brandings and we're friends and whatnot. And I'd seen his operation change. At the time, I was also a brand inspector amongst all my other hats, and I got to see his cattle every year and what he was doing. And he went from that February-March calving to where he was doing the switch to April, and I got to be there at the brandings to see how the calves had changed, the health had changed. And then when they get to the fall, they were as big as mine, and I was calving in February and March. So I attribute to Robert that I ever even got involved in it. It got me out of all of my paradigms. I was stuck in the rut of what my granddad and my dad did, and ranching conventionally. When I thought there was rules that I had to do. You had to hay, you had to calve at a certain time, you had to wean your calves, you had to sometimes background them, and was never looking at the numbers to see what was the most profitable way of going about business. Well, first we went to our first school at Tulsa, and that was in 2012 during the drought. We had 4 years under our belt with our new ranch, and we were there trying to figure out how we're going to make these payments. You know, we were doing it, but we were barely getting by, and we knew we needed some better answers. So we got into Tulsa, went to school in 2012, and I think it was mid-July, and then we got on. We were asked onto the EL board coming January, and we got onto it. We were so excited. We were already starting our changes, but going to school in July, we hadn't made a lot of changes, but we knew what we wanted to do that next spring of changing our calving dates, getting rid of our haying equipment, and converting it into more of a user-friendly ranch that was easier to run and more profitable at the same time. I needed the backbone to do it because these were huge changes. I was outside the box finally, and I needed confirmation that I was doing the right thing, and that's what I got from the EL. I still get it from that. We've been able to double our ranch, double our herds, and gross more, pick up a forest permit, and took what started in 2008 in a conventional 300 cow ranch, and that was pushing it. Now we're on our way to going to 1,000 cows or 500 cows and 2,000 yearlings. I mean, the sky's the limit. So when it came to the next spring, which would have been 2013, I took all my equipment. I had 2 balers, 2 swathers, 2 rakes, not near enough help to run any of them. Tractors, I put them on an online auction, sold them. When they were bought, they were slightly used, and when I was done with them, they were extremely used. Sold the equipment. Some of that stuff brought more than I gave for it in the first place, which was awesome. Because last year that I hayed, it cost me over $33,000 in twine, fuel, repairs, and a little bit of labor, and 2 months of my time to get the hay put up. Now it costs me around $10,000 to $13,000 a year to have that same hay put up. In the summer, it changed because I don't have 2 months of hay to do anymore. We let somebody else do that. I spend all my time with the cows. When I do my rotational grazing, I pick up my mineral bunks. The cows start bugling. They're right behind me. We go to the next pasture. I drop the bunks, set at the gate with a dart gun, and if anybody's limping or gimping or got a problem, they get shot. And it just helps the herd health, and I see them all the time. And before I was taken away from the cattle. We entered up into some carcass EP&C competitions, and we sell all of our steers, so we put the heifers in. When they go into the contest, they would be the smaller type calves, a little bit by maybe 50 to 75 pounds. When we'd weigh them in the first 2 months, they're up at the top. And by the end of the competition, they were winning the profitability, the gain, and the entire competition. And we thought that was huge. And with the vigor, I didn't even have to go out at night and calve them. I'd started to where I would check them at 8 at night if nothing was going on. They'd see me at 6 in the morning. Calving 450 cows, I lost 4 last year, and that was huge. Without EL and the schools, I would have been stuck in the same rut I've always been in. And it would have been a barely getting by operation that never expanded. All the expenses of doing the school, when you look at what we've done, it's an absolute drop in the bucket. I'd do it in a heartbeat. It's one of those deals where you had 100 to 1 odds and you put down $1, and I mean, it's been a big win for us, and we'll continue to do it.